In this video, like the title said, I'm gonna go over some of my favorite books that I felt made a huge difference in my career. Now, anyone that knows me, or if we were to ever meet, I'm sure within a few hours, if not moments, you will find out my love of reading. I spend endless hours, normally every day, reading, whether it's sitting down reading or I'm listening as I'm going for a walk. Every day I try to better myself, even just that little bit. So I do have a list of books. I'll probably have to do another video because by far this does not cover all the books that I have found incredibly valuable. But for this video, I did try to pick a few different types because it's not just all how to sell books. It's your mind, it's how to grow personally, and law of attraction. It's just a bunch of different things that will make you an amazing, happy, successful real estate agent with the life and freedom that you are probably looking for since you got into real estate. Now, I know one book that comes up often is The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller. I have the book somewhere in my library. I did go back one time, I remember, to reread it. I'm thinking about throwing it out just because in its time, it was a great book, but it's rather dated now. Like things come to change. And I find a lot of brokers and real estate owners, they'll teach their agents the old school method. Well, times have changed. There's a lot of technology and different ways of approaching people, especially after the pandemic. Things have changed and you need to adapt, adjust, pivot, whatever you want to call. So that's why I feel that book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, is probably not the best book. Again, if you have it, want to get a copy of it, go ahead and read it. It's not going to hurt you, but a lot of what is mentioned in that book is just not in today's market. Now, he does have a book, which I have never read, that is free, which, oh, by the way, all these books I'm going to mention is free. You can borrow them free from the public library. At least they're at my public library here in Central Florida. And I have the app called Hoopla, and I just download them from there. I also have Audible. I also have several of these books in paper format. But what I did is before I made this video, I just made sure you would be able to access them. Check them out. Sometimes I borrow them from there and then I'll purchase them on my Audible app. Or if it's something I want to highlight, then I order the book normally from Amazon, or I'll go to Barnes & Noble. And then I have that paper copy. Again, I just absolutely love books. I have a mini library, turning out to be quite a big library here in my home. I don't care, I love books, and I will probably never change that because I have seen what it has done for my business. But anyways, back to Gary Keller. There is one that is in the Hoopla app for free. You can borrow from the library. Hopefully your library is, sorry, I have my notes down here, is The One Thing by Gary Keller. I have personally not read it. I have summarized it. I do focus a lot on the one thing. I'm sure if I listened to or read the book, I would find other little tidbits, but I have so many ongoing amazing books already that I have that one on my back burner. Okay, so let's get started. In no particular order, a book I do have a paper copy and I just re-listened to, and I've read this several times, is The Greatest Salesman by Og Mandino. I'm sorry, it's The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. Basically, to summarize the book, it takes place centuries ago, the birth of Christ. That's how far back it goes, and that plays a little role in it as well. So it's a very peaceful, beautiful story that's told. It has to do with these 10 scrolls that can make anyone a successful salesman or woman. I highly suggest it's a quick read or a quick listen. Again, it's in the local library. I've listened and read this book several times, and it doesn't take very long to do either, as it is, I think it's only a 2-hour book on Audible, and so it makes it very short. I can't remember how many pages if you buy the paperback version. The other book I have that is on the library is Guerrilla Marketing. These are, when I was saying at the beginning of the video, things and times are different now. This will help you market your business with very low to no cost at all. There's a series of guerrilla marketing. I found majority of these ones incredibly helpful. I absolutely love them. I'm rereading some of them. I've ordered some of them. Some don't pertain to me because you'll see the series, they have some for different businesses that has nothing to do with real estate or sales, in my opinion, for what I'm doing. But the ones they do have are spectacular. I cannot recommend guerrilla marketing enough. The third book is Science of Successful Selling by Napoleon Hill. Now, Napoleon Hill, for those of you that may or may not know, he is primarily famous for his book, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read that, that is a must. And I would just say right out the gate, go ahead and buy a copy for yourself. You're going to want to reread it more than once. Every time I reread it, I still learn something from it. I've had study groups, everything around this book. Absolutely love Think and Grow Rich. But in this video, I'm talking about his other book. He has several, The Science of Successful Selling. It's about the psychology of negotiating and other little law of attraction type tips. I say go ahead, borrow from the library and see what you think of this book. Again, Think and Grow Rich is another really good one. Number 4, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. There are the 7 steps. They're real easy to look up. Be proactive, look for the win-win, sharpen the saw. There's several of them. This book has changed so many lives that they teach this book in school. I remember I had read the book many years ago. My daughter, who is now 27, had come home from, I believe it was middle school, and it was being taught. And she was just so excited about the sharpen your saw, the win-win situations. And I don't know if the book had much to do with it, but today she's a doctor in San Francisco. She's an amazing young lady. The book may or may not had something to do with it. I also read it. I consider myself rather successful. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it is not just a book you pick up and throw away. Many people reread it, highlight it, go over it again. And it's even taught in several businesses, schools, all over the place. Definitely look into the 7 habits of highly effective people. Okay, number 5. This one I stumbled upon. It's The Real Estate Agent by Erin Chung. Now, this book, I was just blown away. I will see Erin Chung running ads on social media. She seems to be she does have a YouTube channel if you want to check her out. So when I seen her book in the library, I was like, well, it cost me nothing. Let me go ahead and borrow it. Wow, was I blown away. This book really connects the dots. It helped if maybe you're a seasoned agent and you're still doing a lot of the old school ways. She'll help connect you more to an update, modern type way of getting business, getting leads, and closing deals. This is another book I highly recommend for your library. Go ahead and borrow it from your library, your public library, and see what you think of it as well. Number 6, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. I found this book, I don't know how long, probably 20 years ago. And when I first read it, mind blown. I was like, wow, this is amazing. What a powerful object your mind is. It's so powerful when you start thinking big, how things in your life can change and the things you can attract to your life to just make it even better. This is a book you can borrow from your library. I highly recommend this one as well. And number 7, The YouTube Formula by Daryl Eves. As many of you know, if you're watching this video, I love YouTube. Now, I did have the hard copy of this. I did purchase Daryl's course, and I had because I do have so many books, and I'm always encouraging other agents to read books. Once in a while, I'll clear out, as painful as it is, some of my books, asking if anybody would like any, come by my office and you can pick them up. And one time, a new agent had come to my office and grabbed off the shelf, instead of the pile of books I had, was the YouTube Formula. And she says, is this one of the books? Well, it wasn't, but I told her, you can have it. So I let her have it, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll just go ahead and buy another one. And then one day I was scrolling through the library looking for a new book to borrow, and there it was, in Audible, and I can listen to it. Daryl has had someone record the book, and now while I'm going for my walks or working out, I can listen to the YouTube formula. So it still worked out. I still basically have a copy, and I got it on Audible as well for my 1 credit membership plan I have. So there you have it. Those are some of the books that I feel will really catapult your business. And if there's anything I can do for you, go ahead and reach out to me. Talk to y'all soon.